Right, time to get into real business. The boots are all out. The World Cup boots have been released now. The top 3 or 4, if you want to say, if you want to add them. Well, I'm just saying the ones that have officially dropped their World Cup 2026 boot packs. And to be fair, they do all have the same colorway, so we're gonna go with top 4 for now. Anyone else who hasn't dropped their World Cup boots pack, whether it's Under Armour, that's on them, but we're going to focus on the ones at hand. Each of these boots are going to be placed in a different category. We're going to rate the flyness, the drip level of these boots. We're going to really check to see which boot is going to help the players stand out at the biggest stage of them all. They're going to be on the biggest stage of them all. Red carpet, 24/7. They need to be looking fly on and off the pitch. But today we're focusing on the pitch, and we're going to be ranking the best. And we're going to be ranking the World Cup boot packs. We've got generational. That means in years to come, 20 years to come, 2 decades to come, people are going to be talking about this football boot. You see the way people talk about F50 units right now. You see the way F50 units have made a comeback right now. You see the way T90s have got a remake right now, and they're being remade into trainers. That's what I'm talking about when I say generational. That's a generational boot right there. If they're talking about it in 2 decades time, they're remaking it in 2 decades time. They're turning it into streetwear. Look how T90 boots got turned into streetwear recently this decade. That's a generational boot right there. Now the next one, elite. That one means it's just, we're gonna go for sophisticated, classy boots for that one. Like maybe only certain players can wear this boot. It doesn't belong on everyone's feet. The way this boot belongs to a specific position only. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna go with elite. Cold just means, yeah, you know what, decent pair of boots. You're actually good, you actually fly, you could rock them. Not to do too much, but they're still gonna help you be seen. They just tick the basics. Calm is like, okay, yeah, you just about got away with it. You know what I'm saying? But forgettable means after the World Cup, no one's gonna remember these. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were seen a few times, but the players that were wearing them probably didn't make them stand out. Didn't make them look good, or the boots itself just didn't make the player stand out. Just weren't good enough. So, and then anti-drip means they should have never dropped these boots. Horrible, bad, poor. Now I'm just gonna say, I already know this is not the complete entire list of boots dropped for the World Cup. We're not gonna do no collaborations, no external packs, such as boots that were meant to represent each city or nation. I know we're gonna do that big video soon. Let's just wait to see more brands, if they're going to drop their World Cup boots, and then we'll do the whole thing. We'll really rank the World Cup boot packs for 2026. But let's focus on these ones right now. First up, we got the new Skechers Razor 2. And these boots have dropped. This is the Skechers Sunset Pack. Skechers, you know what, Skechers? You've done something that's already made you avoid forgettable. Because what did I just tell you? How did I just introduce the boot? The new. That's right, Skechers was only SKX before now. And first of all, this is even Skechers' first World Cup. And I can't lie, they're not looking far away from the other bad boys who've been around for a long time now. But they've introduced a new boot. They're calling this one for the wingers. The streets are saying it's up there with the Mercurials and the F50s. But we'll see about that. But yeah, these are the new speed boots that they've released. I like the colorway of the Skechers, and the actual design of the boots is cool. Straight away, Skechers, what you've done perfectly is that you've made sure that the player who wears these boots are gonna stand out at the World Cup, because you didn't lack with the BC, the bright colorways. You made sure that you even somehow, I don't know how all the brands managed to just somehow use pink. I don't know if this was planned or what, but they must have said, yeah, let's go with that vibrant look for the summer. But where would I put the Razor boots? I'm not gonna lie, like I've said in my actual review of the Razor boots, go check it out. I've done that. I've given all of them separate reviews, you know, but they're not bad. They're definitely not forgettable because they're new. So I'm gonna remember you, but they still need to look fly and stand out in the World Cup. Now that's the next thing. Do Skechers even have players that are gonna be rocking these boots in the World Cup? I know Harry Kane was the only person who's, you know, really known globally that was rocking the Skechers, but is there anyone else like that? Maybe someone else can wear the Skechers, be seen, and then be seen at the World Cup. You never know, but I'm gonna say they're calm. Yeah, the Razor 2 to me, they're calm. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give them calm. Like, for a new pair of boots that just dropped, like they're a baby to this. they literally just dropped for the World Cup. They've literally landed on the biggest stage of them all, the World Cup, and they haven't done a bad job so far. They're actually calm. They're gonna be, like I said, they're gonna be remembered. Now it's just up to the players to be seen with them boots. What do you think though? Where would you place the Skechers Razor 2 in this list? Just write down the boot and put down the name of the category you would put it in. Let me know. Next we got the Skechers SKX. Now that's the one that the boy Harry Kane be wearing. I'm not gonna lie, the Skechers SKX have definitely been improving over the years. They've definitely improved in look, and I feel like this one right here is their best colorway yet. Why? Because it's got the BC, and it's not just that it has the BC, because look at the other boots, they also have the BC, but it's the way that Skechers in a way managed to use every other boot's color and blend it all well into one boot. They've managed to use I can see every single color from all these other boots, and it's just all blended together into this. It's like a fruit twist boot. It's a tropical fruit twist color all in one boot. That's the most ultimate BC boot you could have. And just for that, I'm gonna say that those are cold. Yeah, these are cold. Skechers, what I want to say is big you up. Well done, because your first World Cup appearance, and you didn't even play it safe. You could have literally done something. I mean, well, should we? I'm not gonna say this is safe because like I said, they've used all the colors that each of the other boots have and blended it all into one boot and made a tropical twist boot. It's amazing, man. So I can't say that's safe. That's actually a big risk, and it's paid off. Now you just need to hope that the boy Harry Kane is gonna be standing out and making these boots look fly. The boots itself already look fly. Maybe they can help Harry Kane look fly, and we already know Harry Kane's gonna be standing out with the way the England kit looks and the way the color of the boots looks. Come on, you're gonna be able to see Harry Kane on the pitch. So if Harry Kane's doing bits, listen. The Skechers SKX, man, have to be the boots to get after the World Cup, man, if they can keep up with stuff like this. What about you, though? Where would you put the Skechers SKX in this list? Do you feel like has Skechers done a good job on their debut? I feel like they have. Now they just need to stand out and be seen. Yeah, man. But for their first World Cup pack, it's good. Like, come on, they're in calm and cold. They could have been worse. They actually for their first World Cup pack, that's a good start. Next we have the Puma Kings from the new Puma World Cup 2026 pack. Listen, I'm not gonna go by all of their specific names. We see with these boots, anytime it comes to World Cup boots, we have to call them World Cup boots. Of course, we all know they have their own names, the Breakout pack and all of that, but Breakout, Sunset pack, all of that. But these need to be remembered as World Cup boots. Every time I see boots from World Cup, I call them the World Cup boots. If I see a ball that was made from the World Cup, that's the World Cup ball. We have to give it the name, the World Cup. Automatically, by you being boots made for this tournament, low key they're already all generational. Now they just need to prove that they deserve the title generation. Alright, the Puma King. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Puma Kings, man. I'm not a fan of Puma Kings, but I can't say they're forgettable. They got lucky with the colorway, and what I like about the Puma Kings is the Ultras and the Futures kind of have the same colorway and are kind of doing the same thing, but there's a big distinction from the Kings and the Futures and Ultras, which is what I like. That's what I'm saying. You didn't make them forgettable, because I can't lie, low-key, if you had used the same colorway for the Ultras and the Futures on the King, that low-key would have been a forgettable boot, because now they're all looking the same, and it's like, how are you going to distinguish which one is which? So you got lucky there, so they're definitely not forgettable. The thing is, to me, the Razor 2, the Skechers Razor 2 are definitely better than the Puma Kings. So to put them in the same category, I feel like is, but at the same time, they kind of do make it. They kind of do belong in the same category. The Puma King isn't bad. The colorway really saves it. It really does save it. And the Razor 2 is calm. So they're both calm, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They're both calm. Now we have the Puma Ultras from the Puma World Cup pack. And if it wasn't for Puma, doing the trick thing with the two different colours, the blue and the orange, both on separate boots. These would have been a bad pair of boots, Puma. But Puma, once again, you've used your signature trick, and that is the alternate colours on the boots. And it's worked perfectly for the Ultras here, I can't lie. It's made the Ultras look fly. Now, I've always said between the Puma boots, I've never really been a King person. I've never really been an Ultra person. I wasn't really even a Puma person until the Futures low-key started to look how they are now. I guess you could say in a way maybe Neymar made them look fly. But, hey. On the Ultras, though, I really do like the colourway. And I'm not going to lie, I said Puma released the best boots of the World Cup. That might change, though. I feel like by the end of the World Cup, that might change. Because the colourway and design looks nice, but maybe it's about how it looks on the pitch as well. How does it look when the players are gliding with the ball at their feet? How is the BC really going to be looking? So, but with the Ultras, I'm going to give it cold. To me, they're cold. I'm not going to lie. I can't lie, man. I low-key feel like the Skechers SKX are in the wrong place. I low-key do kind of feel like them boots are elite, man. No, too far? Alright, cool. Alright, now we got the Futures, the Future 9s, and these are the best one for me out of the whole Puma World Cup pack. The Future line is just better than the Ultras and the Puma Kings. I feel that I get why the Kings are still here because of history, but I feel like the Kings gotta go. The Ultra is a better step up from the Kings to me. But the Future 9s, they're actually they're getting better and better, and this is the best they've ever been. And this colorway really helps it look good. I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like Puma really deserved this one. Now, if the Puma players are balling in the sea, I feel like Puma have done their part with the boots. Now, for a boot to be generational, a player has to make it generational now. So let's just, for example, let's take it back to the World Cup 2014. Neymar was wearing the pink Hypervenoms, and then Nike gave him an all gold one. You see when Neymar started balling in the gold Hypervenoms, the colorway of the Hypervenoms, them being all gold, was elite. Low-key generational because it was a gold pair of Hypervenoms, gold. But then Neymar's performance, who Neymar was that World Cup, like being the star boy he was and actually doing up star boy performance up until he got injured, he made them boots generational. You see how there was a storyline with the boots. The whole Neymar World Cup just had a storyline, and the boots got attached to the storyline, and that's what made it generational. So that's what I'm saying, where the Future 9s have generational potential. It just depends on the player who wears them and how they do with the boots. But yeah, they definitely do have generational potential. I low-key want to put them in generational because, to me, this is the best Puma boots, Future 9. This is the best Puma boot general that I've ever seen. So I want to give it generational because I'll never forget this Puma one, especially with the fact that they're playing tricks. Like, this is a good one. Because not everyone back then was going to wear the Puma Kings, and Ultras and the Futures are low-key still. Well, the Ultras have changed over the years, but like the Puma Future 9s are like a new direction. It's like a new direction, man. Don't get twisted. I know they were low-key at the last World Cup, but they're legendary now, man. I'm giving it generational. Man. If you disagree with me, comment down below why you disagree with me, or dislike the video then. Leave yours. Alright, now we're moving on to the boys, Nike, and they've recently dropped their World Cup pack, and I can't lie, the pack is fly. I think Nike and Adidas were one of the first ones that we knew were going to be using the pink colorway for the World Cup. But you see this Nike Phantom 6, I wasn't really a fan of it too tough, but the way it stands out on the pitch, listen, I'm seeing all the players training in them, they are standing out. Damn boots, like, don't get it twisted, the Mercurials, they're strong, Tiempos, but the way the way the colors are complementing each other on the Phantom 6, like the white is strong, the pink is strong, and it's a perfect combination and ratio of both of the colors that allows it to just be ultimate BC colorways. Because the white and the pink Phantom 6 they just look different. I'm not gonna lie, low-key, I was gonna say they're elite boots, but do we agree they're elite boots though? what makes them elite? I feel like the colorway already has made them elite. Like, that's why I'm saying these are elite, because this is a, like, if we go back the years of, like, let's say Magistas or Phantoms, the Phantom boots, yeah, which one of them has really stood out like that? Like, don't, yes, they have all stood out in their boot pack and have had nice boots, like the first ever Magista. Okay, the first ever Magistas, that stood out because that was the first ever Magistas. But then since then, especially if we're talking about a major tournament, which one has stood out like that? Like, you can see there's a big difference between the Phantom 6 and the Mercurials, and low-key the Vapor Mercurials as well. The Phantom 6 is getting elite, man. I can't lie, man. This is like the first time that the Phantom 6 has got its own different look. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm saying Phantom 6, listen, I'm just combining all the boots that are in the bloodline of this Phantom. So if we want, we can low-key even say Hypervenoms are part of the bloodline of the Phantoms. Anything that it's come from Magistas, the Phantoms, the Phantom Venoms, the Phantom Lunas, GX. That's all in the bloodline of Phantoms. Hypervenoms as well. They're all in the bloodline. So these are actually one of the you know, for this bloodline, elite. I'm not gonna lie, it's elite. It's elite. Like, look at the other Nike boots compared to this one. There's clearly that this one stands out more. No, like, come on, clearly this one stands out more. Like, Nike went a different route with this one. So I can't lie, this one's getting elite from me. But comment down what you'd give it. Alright, next we got the Nike Tiempo. I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key disappointed in these Tiempos. I feel like this could have been better. It's just too pink and then black. It's like, it's just too pink. The shades of the pink, there's two different shades of pink and they don't really complement each other well. And then with the black, it doesn't work well. It doesn't work well. I feel like there should have been white on the boot as well. Like, you see where the Nike swoosh is on the boot, that pink bit there should have been white instead. And it could have, and that's where it goes different from the Phantom 6s, because the Phantom 6 has the white and then it's got the black and the pink. But the Tiempos is just all pinkish and like 20% black. And it doesn't really do it well. But with these Tiempos, I'm going to let them off, because the better Tiempos were the Brazil Jordan Tiempos. The Jordan Tiempos that they made, those are better ones. Two of them are better than this one Tiempo here. So I'm going to allow them with that. I feel like they went all out on the Jordan Tiempos than these Tiempos, so I'll allow them. Next, we have the new Mercurial Superfly. Now, Nike have decided to remove the socks off Superfly. Apparently, this is that's it, no more. What started back in 2014 World Cup has now ended at the 2026 World Cup. Apparently, but we'll see after the World Cup. But I mean, it should be like the fact that we have two Mercurials now. Okay, first of all, by the way, can I be the first one to say this? The Superfly and the Vapor. Oh wait, before we even get to I can be getting ahead. Let me calm down. Tiempos. Sorry, I need to forget about you. Tiempos. All right. Like, I'm gonna have to be honest, man. I love the pink colorway, and I do, like, I see what you tried to. I don't see what you tried to do. I love the pink colorway, but you didn't utilize it well on this boot. You neglected this boot, which I'm not mad at, because you made two great Jordan Tiempos. But in terms of this list right here, no. All right, the Nike Mercurial Superfly. But yeah, man, the World Cup Tiempos, they're definitely forgettable because they don't have a standout thing about them. These ones don't have anything standing out about them. So, Nike, for you to make a forgettable pair, the reason why I'm giving you anti-drip is because for you to make a pair of boots that are forgettable, that's a bad boot. If Nike are making a boot that's forgettable, that's a bad boot. Like, it's different if Skechers makes a forgettable boot. But if Nike, you make a forgettable boot in the biggest stage of them all, the World Cup, come on, Nike. But now the Superfly, the ones that are no longer going to have the high top sock on them. If we was rating the 2014 World Cup boots, you already know that the Superflies from that would have been generational, because we know what went on to happen 12 years later with them Superflies. They had a 12-year run. They had a longer run than the Hypervenoms, Phantom Venoms, Phantom GX, Phantom Luna. They had a longer run than all of them, probably combined even. But two Nike Mercurials low top though. Two low top Nike Mercurials. Are we really gonna allow Nike to do that? Are they trying to say we couldn't have had that in just different boot packs anyway? Like, you could have done one World Cup, go with this Vapor look or the Superfly look. Then after the World Cup, maybe the next boot pack would be the new or the Vapor look. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why two Mercurials now? That's two Mercurials on one Phantom 6 and a Tiempo. Nike, you're doing too much. You need to go back to when you had a boot for striker, Hypervenoms. You had a boot for midfielders, Magistas or Phantom 6s. Why did you combine Phantom 6 and Hypervenom together? And I don't know why you did that. But boot for wingers, Mercurials. Boot for midfielders or defenders, Tiempos. Two Mercurials. Either way, I'm gonna say these boots are cold though. Like, they are, to me, they're better than the Vapors. They're better than these new Vapors that have arrived on the scene, and I'll tell you why when I get onto the Vapors. But me, I'm giving these cold. The Superfly lows, man, you could never really go wrong with them. All right, now we have the Vapors. The Vapors to me aren't anything special because they look like a pair of boots that Nike have dropped in the pot. Like, that colorway it resembles too strongly colorways that I've dropped in the past. Like, I feel like back in 2017 there was a Superfly version of this boot. Literally, I think there was a Superfly version of this boot, either 2017 or 2018, but there was a Superfly version of this boot. So one with the socks and one without the socks anyway. It had I remember the boy Eden Hazard wearing it, and it must have been 2017, but it was the year when Chelsea won the league. I remember Hazard wearing the boots. And it looks so similar to those Mercurials. So it's like, whereas the Superfly here, these look very different to them. So it's like, not forgettable because it's World Cup. Yeah, it's not forgettable because it's World Cup. It's not generational because it's not doing anything new. It's not new. It's not, to me, it's not new. It's just another Mercurial. So I'm going to give it a calm. It's calm to me. It doesn't matter who wears it at the World Cup, who makes it stand out. It's still calm to me. I don't understand two Mercurials, and the design is nothing special at all. Because once again, it looks too similar to a pair of boots that I've dropped before. Comment down what you think of them though. Where would you have put them? Next up, we got Adidas now. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought the Adidas World Cup pack was cold. But then going on to see what everyone else went on to drop, it's not looking the best for Adidas, man. It's really not looking the best for Adidas. First of all, what I want to say is, let's look at the Copas, the F50. I think this is the new F50 Hyperfast as well. The Hyperfast low-key has a different colorway to the Predators and Copas. The colorway of the Hyperfast matches the colorways of the Mercurial, whereas the Copas and the Predators are like a whole different tone and shade of pink, which doesn't make sense to me. Why would you do that? But I'm not gonna lie, man, this looks like a disappointing pack from Adidas. Now that I'm looking at it now, the Predators that they're using for this World Cup, you see, they dropped a pair of David Beckham Predators that is pink and white. That should have been the Predators to go with this F50 Hyperfast. You gave the wrong color. You used the wrong colorway for the wrong occasion. Like, you should have given Beckham this one, and the colorway you used for the David Beckham boots, given it to the World Cup boots, because that pink is better than the pink. Them boots are better than this one here. How is the signature boot you made for David Beckham better than your World Cup boots? But hey, I guess they had to use a different shade to help them stand out. So I'm not gonna lie, the Copas ain't doing nothing special for me, man. Like, barring the fact that the only reason why people may remember them is because it's part of the iconic pink colorway pack that dropped in the World Cup. But I feel like outside of that, if someone says to you in 5 years' time, do you remember the 2026 World Cup Copas? How did it look like again? It's the response you're gonna get. That's the response you're gonna get. That's the response you're gonna get. But hey, Adidas have said that they're gonna bring back the Adi Pures. Maybe that could do a better job, because hey, no one's forgotten about the Adi Pures that Tony Cruz was rocking in the World Cup and that. So, alright, now the F50 Hyperfast. I'm not a fan of the I wasn't a fan of the hyper fast when I first started seeing them floating around. But this colorway is the best one of them I've seen. And I've seen different versions of these F50 hyperfast. I'm seeing Evo versions, laceless versions. Like, how many hyperfast is there? That's what I'm saying, you're doing too much. But I'm gonna, in my head, vision the F50 hyperfast that's laceless, because those are the best versions of the hyperfast, and it has to say F50 on the inside of the boot as well, like the inside of the foot part. But they're definitely not generational. I don't care if these are a next gen pair of Adidas F50, they're not generational, unless the players really ball out in these boots. Then I know, yo, these are next gen boots. But in terms of look, no, not generational. It's not a generational look to me. Low key it is, because it's a next gen pair of boots dropping for a World Cup, but they just look too similar to 2014 Adidas boots for me. Like, when I see these boots, I think of Gareth Bale. These are the F50 Adidas Zero boots we had before the World Cup 2014, when they went to go drop the zebra print boots. Like, this is how the F50s used to look like. I can just see Gareth Bale in my head getting ready to bang that ball with his left foot into the top corner of the goal with these type of boots. I can see him just running past Mark Bartra when he's wearing these boots. So they're definitely not generational to me. They look like they've already been around in the past. I'm going to just say they're calm. And then again, if I think about the laceless versions, because the players are wearing them right now and they're not really standing out like that, man. They're not catching the eyes. But I'm going to say, look, to me, I'll give them cold. Because like I said, I'm picturing the F50, the new next gen F50 that's laceless. But because I've seen too many different versions of this F50, I'm just conflicted on whether it's cold or whether it's just calm, because you just have too many of them. Now the last one, the Predators. I'm not gonna lie, man. For a pair of Predators, it should have been better. The only thing that's really saving it is because it's part of this iconic pink pack that we got going on. If it wasn't for that, I don't think these boots would have been spoke about like that. No one speaks about the 2014 Predators like that. When have you ever heard someone say, yo, them 2014 Adidas Predators are cold? No one's ever said that. And the only saving reason why they may be saying about this World Cup is because it's the original Predator 26 look. It's got that design to it. And because it's got the iconic pink colorway that everyone's using. But I'm not gonna lie, Adidas, man, for you to do something like this is what you're doing on the big World Cup, and you've brought back the iconic Predators, and yo, do you remember them Adidas Predators from the 2026 World Cup? Oh, what, you talk about the pink ones, right? We're not remembering that, man. Well, let's be honest, we're not remembering. The Copas and the Predators look too similar. We're not remembering them. It doesn't matter if they're pink. We're just not remembering them. They don't stand out. They didn't look at the Phantom 6s. It doesn't matter that they're Phantom 6s, but it's the way the colorway is looking on them boots that make them stand out. The two Adidas boots, they're not standing out. What do you think of my World Cup boots ranking? Now remember, there's going to be a part 2 where I do all the boots, including the collaboration boots, the boots that were dropped to represent the cities, signature boots that are included. There's going to be so much boots to rank, and you are not going to want to miss that one. But comment down what you thought of my list. Do you think it's bad? What would you have changed? What did I go wrong? Or what do you disagree with? Not what did I go wrong, but what would you have put where? Comment down. I want to know. If you enjoyed this video and you felt like it really helped you, make sure you smash that like button. If you didn't enjoy the video and you felt like I wasted your time, dislike the video then. Live yours. If you want to learn more about that football fashion, or check out the reviews I did for each and every one of these boots, plus the other boots, the collaboration, the signature boots, that's right, then go check out the videos on my page. Also, if you want to know how to style these type of boots, how to wear BC boots, bright colorway boots, and help you be seen on the pitch, then go check out my page and all the playlists I have on my channel, because there's so many videos there that's going to help you improve your drip on and off the pitch. That's right. If you want to look like a pro baller, I got you. Go through the playlist and find your style. Don't lack. Apart from that though, it's been your boy. But when I step